Wow, this is quite a tall rocket, isn't it? Let's go ahead and just bring it down to the ground. Like, well, not into the ground. That way. The rockets don't work that way. They're not submarines. Well, they can be if they crash into the ocean. Hey everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program number 1. And by the time, like, you guys see this video, it will be the last one, I think, for this channel. As from next week, we are going to have I think I'll try to stream Kerbal Space Program 2 when it comes out. Otherwise, there will be a video. So make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of that action. And yeah, I hope it's living up to the hype. Now, we have to turn our attention back to the game we have at present. Right now, we have a contract to send an unmanned probe into space. And yeah, we have the technology to do that. It needs to be designed, or it needs to be like it has to have an antenna and generate power. It should go into an equatorial orbit and maintain stability for about 10 seconds, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and forward to the morning because it is kind of weird to launch at night. Okay, now let us move over to the vehicle assembly bay and create our rocket. Alright, welcome to the vehicle assembly bay where we will start with the rocket. So first we have the Probodobodine Octo, which is the one. We do have the Steputnik, but I think the Octo is a little bit better. Now what we need is it has to have its own like power generation, but we need, like, I feel like let's go ahead and try to add a battery to store the power it creates, so that if we do get eclipsed by Kerbal and the sun, then we should have a little bit of battery power to keep us alive. But the time where we get eclipsed is so small that it's not really going to matter. Now that is done, let's go ahead and add a fuel tank, and I feel like the FLT 200 will be sufficient. We can go a little bit smaller, but I'm just afraid, like, if we do need to make adjustments, then that fuel tank is not gonna help us at all. And then what we'll use also is the little Terrier engine. Let's go ahead and give this guy a bit of a nice paint coat, and let's I think we can also do something like this. Okay, now it needs to generate its own power, so we have a battery which will store it, but we need to have something that can, you know, generate it. So we have a couple of solar panels which we're just gonna put over here like so. Power, generation and storage check marked. Okay, now we do not have, we don't have the best aerodynamics at the top. We are quite flat, and it will be quite a mission. Well, it's not really going to be an issue. It's going to with some minor inconveniences which will be caused if we try to go up into space. So what we will do is add a decoupling, and we will flip it over and do this. And then in aerodynamics, we will choose this one, and let's give it a nice white paint, nice clean look. Now let's go back to the decoupling, just a new one, put you down there, and then with the fuel tanks, FL 400. We don't have a bigger one than that. I would like to use a bigger one. I think you get a T800, which is 4 of these or 2 of those. So this is the only ones we do have. Okay, that's no issue. 2, and then just oops. Like that. So let's go ahead and say white and white and white. This one can be white with checkered flags at the bottom. Right. Now, for engines, we shall use the swivel to have much more control over the flight and duration of the thing. You know the thing? Wow, this is quite a tall rocket, isn't it? Let's go ahead and just bring it down to the ground. Like, well, not into the ground. That way. The rockets don't work that way. They're not submarines. Well, they can be if they crash into the ocean. Then let's go ahead and add just a tiny amount of aerodynamics at the bottom, and just do something like this. There we go. And there we go. Our rocket is now complete. It's a very white thing, and it's a little bit exposed. Oh yes, before we continue on, it's imperative that we add this Not very imperative, but it's just a nice convenience to have this. A little thermostat right there, like so. Because you might get a contract that asks you to gather scientific data from around Kerbal, and if you have a satellite with a thermostat there, you can just click it. Even if it doesn't give you any science whatsoever, it will just complete the contract for you. Right, I think that is all fine and dandy. We have everything we need. The staging all looks correct. I don't know why that one is active, but okay. Let's go ahead and launch. And we are here on the launch pad, which it is soon time to launch. Obviously, that is why we're here. We're going to turn our SAS on and go full throttle. And the wind is blowing that way, which is always that way. And the sun is over there. We are going to launch straight up and try to circularize. We're going to try to aim for about 100k into space. I want to show you guys, this is our orbit we need to achieve. We need to be at 4.5 mil and 6 mil at the peri and apoapsis, which is quite a journey, quite high. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Alright, there we go. We have liftoff. We have achieved the unexpectedness. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, we're gonna wait for about 100 meters a second and then turn ever so slightly towards the east. I don't know why the audio is now sitting on the right hand side. That is so weird. Why is it so weird? Why does it make such a... Why are you being weird? Technology is weird, man. So slowly turning, keeping our marker in prograde, but only... Okay, let me just go ahead and activate the maneuver node. Yeah, keeping ourselves like slightly in the maneuver, like the marker over there, prograde marker, but also trying to push us a bit more eastwards and trying to get ourselves pointing towards the horizon ever so slowly. Whoa, no, it wants to topple over. There we go, keep it at that. Yes, that's fine. Okay, that's going a little bit fast there, buddy. A little bit too fast. Okay. I think we might be stable enough now. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep ourselves in the prograde. And let's see if we cannot achieve... Okay, we're going a little bit too fast. Bring down the speed. Okay, and we shall achieve orbit. Keep it at that. And 90,000, it's fine. Let's keep it at that. And then right at our apoapsis, we're already in space. Can you believe that? We are just going to extend our orbit. About there-ish. So, we are now in space. We have our maneuver planned. I wonder, no, you know what, let's try to orientate ourselves towards the maneuver. Okay. There we go. And we have the stage as well. And let's say activate this engine, because otherwise we won't have the... I wanted to get rid of that cone, but it ain't gonna work. And right there it looks about correct. A little bit too much, but it's fine. Now, next thing we're gonna do. No. You. Turn upwards. And where is this jettison? And decouple. Whee! And away it goes. Right. Now, next step. Let's go to the apoapsis right over here. And we're going to say add maneuver. And right at the apoapsis, I think we should be dead on it. Let's just increase this a little. As we can see, our next path, or our current path, if we do this maneuver, is slightly offset to the right. We want to move a little bit to the left, so we're going to push a little to this way. Just like that, and bring this one up again, and this one up again. A little bit more. That looks perfect. What we're gonna do is a quick save. Well, just a save, to be honest. Just save that. Thanks. And now we're just gonna click past it and say warp to next maneuver. It should leave us about with a minute time. And we have 1,300 meters per second fuel left, and we just need about 470 to complete this little maneuver. Okay, and go. There we go. And now we have to maintain stability for about 10 seconds. But we are now in space. And let's go ahead and extend our little antenna while we are waiting for the contract to finish. Extend our little antenna. Very nice. Very, very nice. And there we go. Contract complete. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for joining me here on today on Kerbal Space Program 1. Next time, we'll try to do Kerbal Space Program 2. Thank you so much for joining and watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.